Welcome back to my channel. Have you ever grabbed an old wheat penny from your change jar and thought, it's just a random old cent? Nothing special? Well, today we're looking at two coins that prove that idea completely wrong. The 1939 Lincoln wheat penny and the 1956 Lincoln wheat penny. These two coins might look like simple copper cents from the past, but the truth is they can hide errors, varieties, and rare conditions that turn an ordinary penny into real money. Most people never take the time to look closely at their coins, and that's exactly how valuable finds slip right past them. But you're here, and you're about to learn why these two dates might be hiding some of the most exciting wheat penny treasures still floating around in collections, coin jars, and pocket change today. The truth is, most collectors underestimate these 2 years. The 1939 penny is old enough to have real historical value, and the 1956 penny is known as common. But both of them can explode in value when you add rarity, condition, or major errors into the mix. And that's exactly why collectors who understand the details are always on the hunt. These coins look simple, but the money is hiding in the lettering, the fields, the rims, the color, and the tiny imperfections that only a trained eye catches. Let's start with the 1939 Lincoln wheat cent. This coin circulated heavily for decades, meaning most surviving examples are worn, scratched, or dark brown. But that's also why high-grade, bright red examples are worth so much today. A regular circulated 1939 penny might bring you a few cents, but a mint state red example with sharp details, full luster, and clean surfaces can easily hit the hundreds. And if you get into the highest grades, like MS67RD, you're talking about auction prices that shock new collectors. These coins are much tougher to find than people think, but the real excitement comes from the errors. Doubling on the date, doubling on liberty, repunched dates, dramatic off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and strong die cracks can change the value instantly. Collectors especially love die chips on the wheat stalks, cuds on the rim, or missing metal on either side of the coin. A big off-center 1939 penny with the date still intact can easily bring hundreds of dollars. A clipped planchet in clean condition can bring another premium. And a strong doubled die, on a coin this old, can reach into the thousands when slabbed and graded properly. Now, the 1956 wheat penny has its own surprises. People always say 1956 pennies are everywhere. And yes, a lot were made, but errors from the 1950s are extremely collectible. A crisp, bright red MS67 or MS68 1956 penny can bring high dollar amounts simply because so few survived with that level of preservation. But the error market is where the real treasure is hiding. The famous BIE errors, the little die break between the B and E in Liberty, are especially popular on 1950s wheat cents. Some are small, some are large, but collectors grab them fast. A strong die chip on the 6 in the date can raise the value. A dramatic off-center strike with at least 30% missing design and the date still visible can jump into the hundreds. Lamination peels, die cracks, rim breaks, and broad strikes are also valuable. Even something like a small retained cut above the letters can turn a penny worth a few cents into a coin worth real money. The best part? Anyone can find these coins. These aren't rare like the 1914 D or the 1909 SVDB, but that's exactly why people don't pay attention to them. That's why untouched collections, old jars, and random pockets are still hiding valuable examples that people never realized were anything special. A clean, attractive 1939 or 1956 penny with a strong error can change everything. That's why it's so important to look closely. Turn the coin under the light. Look at the lettering. Check the date for doubling or chips. Inspect the rim for cuds or cracks. Examine the portrait for missing details, extra metal, or signs of a struck-through error. Even small details can be worth big money. And the next time you see a wheat penny, especially one from 1939 or 1956, don't just toss it aside or assume it's only worth a cent. Because the truth is, valuable coins don't always look special at first glance. Sometimes the real money is hiding in the tiny details most people ignore. So keep searching, keep checking every coin carefully, and remember, the next big treasure might be sitting right in your own home, just waiting for you to discover it.